Hello Amazon shoppers. I'm taking a look at the iDeaUSA 10 Plus. This is just a really large tablet compared to what I'm used to. I have a Nexus 7, so this is a pretty good sized tablet in contrast for me. It does come with a little OTG cable, and it comes with a little wall wart and USB cable for charging. I didn't use that because I do have my own little charging station that I was using. Comes with a little thank you, 1-year warranty, and registration and support website type information there, so that's cool. Comes with a little user guide, just give you some brief overview of the actual tablet. The main interesting thing is this page right here, showing you the different parts of the actual tablet. So most everything on this tablet is located on this one side here, and of course on the back. So you do have your camera, it's 2 megapixel front and rear. You have your power, a small reset button, headphone. You have your USB, your HDMI, and escape button, which is basically a back button, microphone, and the expansion slot for your micro SD card. Alright, so on here, same things we just went through, and over here some of the specs that you might find interesting, which you probably already know because you're looking at the listing. So 10.1 inch screen, it's 1024 by 600, it's Android 5.1, so it's a little newer than some of the others that are available at times with 4 and versions of 4. It's got a gig of RAM, 16 gigs with a 32 gig optional built in. 2 megapixel front and rear, as we talked about. The battery is a 5500 milliamp. It has BG and N for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and HDMI. So, other than that, there's just a little bit of operation, waking up, moving icons, holding down, just like you would on your phone, holding it down and turning the power off as opposed to just tapping it once to put it to sleep and wake, and powering off and on. So nothing too major going on there that you haven't already seen before if you've ever operated anything basically with Android. You have a nice box presentation wise, has a magnetic closure on it, so very nice, very sturdy. So shouldn't have a lot of issues with damages or anything. Makes a good storage box also. Now the actual tablet, you're supposed to charge it, I think like 10 hours is what I believe they recommend. And so I just charged it overnight. It's a good, pretty heavy actually. It does have a speaker here on the back in case we didn't go over that before. So usually you want to kind of cup your hand to get a little better sound facing forward. Overall, it has a nice look to the screen. It's actually fairly responsive also. I was going through here so you could see some of the information and whatnot. Basically I'm at half battery. I've been playing with it pretty much non-stop with the screen lit up, YouTube videos and video games for probably in the neighborhood of about 2 hours or so. And so I suspect that with fairly consistent usage, you're probably going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4 hours. That's where I think. I'm not going to spend another 2 hours playing with it right now, just because I have other things I need to go ahead and do. But it does have Android 5.11 Lollipop on it, as you can see. Now on the bottom here you have your different buttons, which of course are very familiar for most people. Open Windows, your main return home type button, your back button, and then you have your volume button. And of course once that's up you can adjust, well, if I get a hold of it right, you can adjust that. Yeah, it's a little hard because I was at an angle, so I wasn't hitting it quite right. So you can adjust the volume up and down, which is pretty cool, and you can play around with that. So another thing is when you open up something and you want to go back, the escape button over here also functions as your back button in the event that you don't have the buttons showing up on the screen for some reason. In the gallery, I played around with taking a picture. This is a picture taken without the HDR. This is taken with HDR. I don't know how well it translates on the picture that you're seeing through the camera, but it is a little brighter, a little more vivid color. And again, like I said, it's nice to have the escape button on the side if you want to back out of things. It plays games really well. I was actually playing just this Extreme Car, just one of the first games I saw that was a racing game that I wanted to fool around with. Ended up playing it a lot longer than I planned. It's okay. Sort of fun game, but this plays it really well. And another thing that I was doing is testing it out with YouTube videos. Everything was very seamless, smooth. Wi-Fi is very, very strong. So I was really impressed with that. So here's an example of a video.
My wife is here judging me. So what? Smile on my face. This is great.
We've got a Pagani. It's a beautiful car. But as you can see, it's just a really smooth playback, no stuttering.
So what's the 730 is? Everyone keeps asking me about the what the hell the 730 is. I'm gonna have to sit down to explain you this one, guys. So what does that mean? What does it?
And playing around with this, you can actually see them on the track. Like I said, I was just watching some different videos, and everything was very smooth, no stuttering, no issues. I'm not in the same room with the router. I'm actually I'm probably about 20 or 30 feet at least away from it. So it's just doing really well. I have 60 meg internet, so I have a really strong internet connection, and this thing takes advantage of it nicely. So I'm really, really happy with this. Everything is very smooth, seamless playback-wise. Menus and everything. No notifications. Pull that down. Screen brightness. Of course, you have the auto rotate. You can cast the screen if you decided you wanted to. You have the Bluetooth functionality. So I mean, I'm rather impressed with this actually. More than I thought I would be. I mean, I'm used to my Nexus 7, which is pretty good. The screen is more of a matte finish, somewhat, compared to the glossier screen that I have on the other tablet, which is the Nexus 7, as I was saying. But as you can see, everything loads up very quickly, very fast. So I mean, overall, this is just a really nice tablet. Very strong, very capable. I don't know, display, well, no, storage. With the storage here, you know, like I said, 1 gig of RAM, flash 16 gig, internal storage, total space 11.9. I've got 10.6 available. That's after doing the YouTube install, some Google services updates, and a game install. So pretty good amount of space. Of course, you do have the SD card expansion, which I probably will utilize in the future, but haven't right now. Let's see, the speaker, not the strongest speaker, and it is rear located, which is the case a lot of times. So if you lay this flat, you will tend to muffle that a bit. But I mean, other than that, I really don't have any complaints about it at all. I mean, everything opens up so quickly and easily. You have all these different widgets, of course. So it's just a really nice unit that works out really quick. Everything you do is very fast. So yeah, I don't know of any real other ways to oh, thank you, to show you anything. Camera is actually fairly decent considering it's only 2 megapixel, so not really too bad. I don't know how well you can actually make that out. So not too shabby, you know. You've got the HDR option. You can turn that off and on. And you have the grid lines or no grid lines. And you have a timer, 310, no timer. And of course you can rotate for selfie purposes as well. So I said pretty nice system as a whole. I don't know of any other better ways to really demonstrate it other than to have shown you the YouTube playback and the web surfing, because that's going to be the primary things that people do. The game itself, I suck at the game, but hopefully I'm not getting too much light glare here. I am trying to make it where you guys can see this. Yeah, free mode. And we're connecting to Google Play Games. And allow. So pretty decent, like I said, speed-wise as far as loading. You see it's all pretty seamless on the playback. It's very sensitive, so obviously the little gyroscopic aspect is working out really well. So, yeah, I don't know, I just ended up playing this with different cars. This happens to be the car I've unlocked, and I'm at the point where I'm using it. I'm just trying to go crazy with all the driving and wrecking. But as you can see, very smooth, very good playback, even in a game. New game zone initializing, it's actually pretty quick when it flips over to that compared to another tablet I had. And every time I tried to play or do anything, nothing actually worked. The game would open and exit out every single time. So this one, no problems with the video, no problems with the processor. 1 gig of memory seems to be sufficient to play really well. So pretty impressed in that regard. I don't know. I mean, overall, I guess that's about all I have to say about it. I mean, it works, and everything is pretty seamless. So it has a nice weight to it. It feels pretty good. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's going to break very easily. You know, you have your front-facing camera. I don't know. I don't know of a lot of better ways to show you things with a tablet of this nature. A little bit of a fingerprint issue on the back, but nothing that's too major. It's sort of a flat black look. Obviously the screen rotates quickly and fine. So overall, I mean, this is an excellent tablet at an affordable price, in contrast to spending more money on a more expensive brand name tablet. And you know, you could have a nice size 10.1 inch screen. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. Expand the storage out a little bit with an SD card. I think you got a great little tablet here, good size at a good price, and it runs really, really impressively well. Much better than some of the other tablets that I've tried in the past that were from different companies that were not the high-end name brand. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful, and maybe if I can answer any questions about it, you can feel free to ask those. Really, it's pretty self-explanatory as far as the features and capabilities, though, I think. So that's pretty much it, and thanks for watching.